This is Iris Lloyd, president of CUPE New Brunswick, and you are listening to CUPE Talks in the Maritimes with Nick and Chris.
Do you have any takeaways that you're going to be taking from the courses that you've learned so far?
Yes. So I've done a lot of the single day training courses through CUPE already. And one of the most valuable things is speaking and discussing events and experiences with the other participants.
And I would love to see more members get involved with anything, whether it's start out on a small committee. We want to see,
Can you tell us a little bit about what you've learned here this week?
It's a great learning experience, and as long as I've been around and involved, I'm still learning.
I am Nicholas London, co-host of CUPE Talk in the Maritimes.
I'm Chris Watson, president of the New Brunswick Federation of Labor and co-host of CUPE Talk in the Maritimes.
Hi, my name is Brian Watson, former president of CUPE New Brunswick, and now the producer of CUPE Talk in the Maritimes and across Canada.
Wes Wills, Local 380 Vice President.
Hey, this is Justin Spooner, Region DVP and First Vice President of CUPE 1253.
I'm Shelby Dodge, President of Local 3226.
Karen Tier, President of the New Brunswick Council of Nursing Home Unions.
I'm Jamie Agnew, and I'm the President of CUPE Local 963, representing New Brunswick Liquor Store, retail, and warehouse workers.
I'm Sherry Hillier, President of CUPE Newfoundland and Labrador, and General Vice President for the Atlantic Maritimes.
I'm Cheryl Ann Keown, and I'm the Healthcare Council President, PEI, and I also sit on Local 805.
Quay, hello. This is Kathy Johnson, President of CUPE 5446.
Hi, my name is Dorinda Smith. I'm from Local 813.
I'm Teresa McAllister, Provincial President of CUPE 2745 Educational Support Staff.
Bonjour, ici Alain Soucy, membre du SCFP, Syndicat canadien de la fonction publique.
Hey everyone, this is Candace Rennick, CUPE's National Secretary Treasurer, and you're listening to CUPE Talk in the Maritimes.
Hey, this is Mark Hancock, CUPE National President, and you're listening to CUPE Talk in the Maritimes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special edition of CUPE Talk in the Maritimes. I am Nick, joined alongside Chris. Chris, the CUPE Flight Attendants, it is shaking the very foundation in which we stand on at this moment. Brother, the news is hitting everywhere, and of course, right here on CUPE Talk, we've got everything set up and ready to roll for everyone to see the press conference. What do you think?
Buckle up, we're in for a wild ride.
Yeah, okay, so let's get to that. Yeah, let's get to it now. I want to air it for you guys, and then Chris and I will kind of talk about it a little bit. We did not add all the questions from the press, as Chris and I are going to break it down anyway. So, Chris, let's roll the footage. We'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Candace Rennick. I am CUPE's National Secretary Treasurer, responsible for finance and operations at the National Union. I wish that you were joining us here today under better circumstances, but instead, we are here as one of Canada's most profitable companies is using every tool at their disposal to impose poverty wages and to crush our members' charter rights. Our members' only goal is to be paid for their time at work. I want to begin by speaking directly to the Canadian public and the uncertainty and the chaos that you're experiencing. We deeply, deeply regret the impact that this is having on your families and on your lives. Our fight is not with you. We do not want to be here. Our flight attendants certainly do not want to be here. But these workers, who are mostly women, have waited too long to have their issues addressed. They have been subject to unfair treatment and exploitation every day on the job for far too long. They have waited over 10 years to have their voices heard. They waited through COVID, they waited through record high inflation, and this is their moment to bargain. And now, after 9 months of Air Canada stonewalling negotiations, the federal government's decision to take away their right to have a say in their future is simply not something that we are able to support. In good conscience, we cannot look away while this happens. We cannot and we will not turn our back on these workers. We will not turn our back on these women. The pathway to a resolution here is through a negotiated settlement at the bargaining table. That is where our focus will be. That is where our focus will remain until these workers achieve a fair collective agreement. I'm now going to turn it over to our national president, Mark Hancock.
Well, thank you very much, Candace, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mark Hancock, and I'm the national president of CUPE, the Canadian Union of Public Employees. I want to begin with a passage that I think speaks volumes to the moment that we're in right now. The right to strike is not merely derivative of collective bargaining. It is an indispensable component of that right. That's from Supreme Court Justice Rosalia Bella in 2015, when she upheld the charter rights of workers in this country to withdraw their labor. We are here today because we are standing up for the rights of our members and for the rights of Canadians under our Constitution. The right to free collective bargaining, including the right to strike, is a fundamental right that is protected by our Charter. It is an essential part of collective bargaining and for workers to have a say in their collective future. These rights have to mean something. And real negotiations cannot happen if only one side is banking on the government taking away the rights of another party. And that is what has happened here. We are here because of Air Canada, a company that clocked $3.5 billion in profit in the past few years, and a company that thinks simply paying workers for their time on the job is too much to ask. Nevertheless, we remain committed to finding a deal, and we welcome any assistance that helps us find a way to reach a freely negotiated collective agreement, an agreement that our members can ratify. We will not resolve this by taking away the rights of workers who are already struggling to make ends meet. Thank you, and we have time for some questions.
Wow. $3.5 billion. $3.5 billion dollars. And we're sitting here in limbo.
Right, $3.5 billion, and we're talking about paying workers for time worked.
Time worked. The last time I checked was when you showed up at the workplace, you were getting paid. These people are showing up to their workplace, and there are times that they're not being paid.
It
is
speechless.
That
like,
simple.
Leaves you speechless, but it leaves you pissed. It really does. It makes you angry inside to know that, one, you have an employer that treats workers like this, and two, that we have a government that imposes back to work legislation. You heard it from Mark when they talked about it being a fundamental right, which it is, right? It's been recognized. So why is it that the federal government thinks that it's okay to do this? It's not. And they're about to find out. Like, I mean, ripping up that CERB order sent a clear message that workers aren't going to take it anymore. We're tired of governments pushing us around. We're tired of employers pushing us around. And it's about time that we stood up and we just said, no, like, enough's enough. And I saw, that press conference. I've seen some other ones where Mark had even said that he was willing to go to jail for this. And I mean, that's how passionate this man feels about this right now, that he's willing to go to jail for these members. We've heard them being referenced. We know it said that it's been predominantly women. So on behalf of CUPE Talk here in the Maritimes, we just want to say thank you to the sheroes and the heroes of the skies, known as our flight attendants.
100%. It is absolutely devastating that, you know, and just to comment on what you just said about Mark being willing to go to jail, like that is how passionate he is. That actually, I think, was the second question on that video following what they saw. I figured if we came back and we discussed it, but that was actually the second question from one of the press, was basically, you know, Mark, what are you willing to do? And that's what it was. Like, you know what? I'll go to jail for these people. Like, these are my brothers, my sisters, my comrades, my friends. These are everything to me. And when he stands up and when Candace stands up and they're so passionate, you know, we know we're in a good place, but also we know we're protected. We know that they've got our back, just like other organizations have stepped up and shown the exact same thing. And for that, we say thank you. And like Chris just said, the sheroes and the heroes, you know, we stand with you, and we got your back at Keep Talking the Maritimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I've been anxiously waiting for some phone calls to come in to talk about what we can do here in New Brunswick, about some actions, things like that. I know last night we said about messaging your MPs. So that's still on very high demand. Get a hold of your MPs. Let them know about your displeasure and that you're angry as well. And also, again, when you see things on social media, let's flood social media with support.
Absolutely. I mean, and guys, don't be scared to, man, we, as Labor Council member, I very proudly sent an email to the CEO of Air Canada, letting him know where I stand. And I stand 100% behind the flight attendants and their rights, and they're not being met. And goddamn, get up off your ass and meet them, because they work damn hard 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When they're there, they work, and they don't sit there and they don't complain. They've always worked hard. And what? Because now they finally realized, hey, we should be paid when we're just sitting here. We're here. We're at work. Hence workplace. Come on, man. Like,
right.
Seriously.
And
everyone needs. Go ahead.
And I'm just like, no, and I'm just like, and this has been a 10-year campaign. Like, my God.
10 years.
Like, you probably can't see it here, but I'm going to get down and bring everybody in the picture. I just tell I'm pacing back and forth. I get pacing when I get upset. Like, I just like it. But as you can see on my luggage tag, I received this many years ago for unpaid work won't fly. And I carry that proudly when I go on those airplanes and to show those flight attendants. I've done it for years to show them I had support, and I still continue to have support. But 10 years this campaign's been going on. And enough is enough. Pay these workers for work performed. It's as plain and simple. Like,
yeah. I want to credit our producer, Brian Watson. He was the one that sent me that news conference. I was actually out with the head of our sponsorships and consultant, Wes Wills, when I received that when I was coming back home. And that's when I messaged you and said, hey, we got to get on the air. We need to cover this, because you and I share the exact same love for the labor movement. And we both are, you know, for lack of a better term, pissed at what is happening right now. And by God, if we got to come on here every single day for the next month and not complain, but get the word out and let the public know what is happening, I will do it. I will sit here proudly in my chair, and I will push and push, and I will hit any picket line, and I will stand up. I will send emails to CEOs of Air Canada. I will send emails to whoever else thinks $3.5 billion should not have to help out their own employees. Give them what they want. They've earned it. They show it every day. Stop being lazy. Give workers what they deserve.
exactly. I couldn't have said that any better myself. I will try to sit down. Like I said, I get pacing when I get angry.
I know you do.
It frustrates me to no end to think that an employer can treat its employees this way, you know. And I say that they're employees, but I mean, like you said it earlier, these are our comrades, friends, brothers, sisters. Like, you know, we need to take care of one another and do whatever it is that we need to do. And, you know, CUPE Talk here in the Maritimes, if there's something going on over at any of the airports in our areas, you can be damn sure that we're going to be there shaking the ground.
Absolutely, we will. And, you know, just so everyone knows, whether it's New Brunswick President Iris Lloyd, whether it's Ashley Clark, President of CUPE PEI, whether it's Alan Linkletter, CUPE President of Nova Scotia, I will hit any damn picket line at any airport at any time. I've hit every picket line I can, and I will continue to do so, because absolutely this sort of stuff needs to stop, and needs to stop now. They need to be held accountable.
That's right. I mean, this isn't something that just affects CUPE in the Maritimes. This is CUPE all over, right? This is why we cover this, because this is our coast-to-coast news. And this is major coast-to-coast news. But again, I'm looking online and I'm seeing positive feedback. There was radio stations putting polls out earlier, you know, for comments, asking, you know, how do you think about the strike and everything else? And everybody says, you know, go Air Canada flight attendants. I support the union. Pay them for hours work. So, I mean, if the public's on board and the public gets it, then why the hell can't the CEO of Air Canada get it? I mean, come on.
I can't believe he's sitting in his ivory tower and he thinks that this is okay. And this is not okay.
Right? I mean, when does it become acceptable for you to, you know, to make millions of dollars in bonuses, and you get people living in their cars, going to food banks, working double jobs? I mean, come on. I mean, this is 2025. Let's get real here.
Absolutely, brother. And you know what? Anyone listening to this, if you are connected with the Air Canada flight attendants, reach out. Let us know what you want us to say. Let us know what you want us to cover. And as long as we can cover it, we damn sure will. Because we stand with you in solidarity, and we stand with you. And it's not because it's the right thing to do. It's because we're strength in numbers, and we're strong, and we're united, and together they can't hurt us. And they can try and try and try. But like Mark said, it's for everyone that we're all in this together, and we will continue to fight, and we will continue to stand there in solidarity with one another.
No, that's right. And when Mark said about being arrested and everything, I said it back in 2021 when I was on strike too for the membership when I was president of the local. And, you know, I still stand by that. As a labor leader in this province, I'll do whatever it takes to defend my membership and defend unionized workers across this province. It's what we do.
Absolutely. And I would too, in a heartbeat. I wouldn't think twice. I am so sorry that all across this country right now, CUPE flight attendants are on picket lines, but they're fighting and they're staying positive. And as long as they stay positive, we're going to stay positive. We're going to fight next to you guys. We're going to do whatever it takes. And moving forward, Chris, whenever a breaking news hits, when it comes to CUPE, you can guarantee that CUPE Talk in the Maritimes will not be far behind to cover it, because Atlantic Canada, this is our home. Canada is our place, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure the public knows and the government's held accountable, and the people from coast to coast are always up to date when it comes to the Canadian Union of Public Employees.
Absolutely. You know, we've been on the big slogan for elbows up. Well, I think now we need to put the fists up. So fists up, solidarity. We stand with you, flight attendants. And on behalf of CUPE Talk in the Maritimes, from Nick and Chris, we got your back. Stay tuned for more updates.